Welcome to the Morale Booster Network, a platform for entrepreneurs, career professionals, leaders, and the general public to give back to the society through coaching and mentoring. I remain your host, Dr. John Ugulu. I am an author, speaker, and strategist. I always say experience is the best teacher. You can stream or download this podcast from YouTube, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Apple Music, Google Podcast, Player FM, and Pandora. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Hello, and welcome to the Morale Booster Podcast. I am Dr. John Ugulu, the Morale Booster, and I am your host. In this season of From Idea to Impact, navigating the journey of an author, we will dive deep into the creative process, the challenges, and the triumphs that come with bringing a book to life. In this episode, we are thrilled to welcome our guest author, no other person but Apostle Dr. Joyce Wright. She is a mother of 5. Yes, a strong woman, a mother of 5, a grandmom of 2, and she is an apostle that operates in the 5-fold ministry gifts. She is an author, entrepreneur, transformational speaker, and coach. She loves helping others get into the next level of their lives. She is also the author of the book titled Things Hidden Never Gets Healed, The Unspoken Truth. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you are just joining us for the very first time, I want to say welcome, and I want you to please like and share this broadcast. And here's the reason why. Because you might just be saving the life of that one person who has been waiting for a lifetime to hear the message. The essence of this platform is to motivate and inspire people. And that's why we bring in guests who have experiences to share with us. So please like and share the broadcast so that you can help that one person, so you can motivate or inspire just that one person on your contact list. Thank you, and welcome to my show, Dr. Joyce Wright.
Welcome. Thank you for having me. Thank you for the opportunity to come on and speak and motivate someone on today.
Amen. Thank you. First of all, I want to thank you for your patience. We experienced some technical difficulties, but despite that, you were still very patient with us. So we appreciate you for that. Thank you so much. Patience, they say, is a virtue.
Yes.
Am I correct?
Yes.
Yes. It takes a level of personal development to get to that level of patience. There's so many people who do not have patience. I have heard people argue on politics, religion, different ideologies, and before you know it, you see them wanting to fight with themselves. Lack of patience, lack of understanding. So anybody who has patience is indeed a blessed person. So you are blessed, ma'am.
Thank you. Yes, I can speak on patience too, because I know that sometimes it's like, the different challenges that you go through. Like you really have to have patience in some things so that way you don't act out of character.
Right. And that's completely true. I agree with you on that. So for those of you who are listening to us right now, this series is for authors. So we will be talking about how they brought their books to life. And we just gave you a nugget to be patient. Develop yourself to the level where you are able to be patient with yourself, with people, and also to have emotional intelligence. You never can tell what the next person by you is going through. You never can tell the reason why somebody disappointed you today. You never can tell the reason why someone's not showing up for you. Everybody has a struggle that they're fighting with. So patience is key in all aspects of our lives. So thank you. Let's go into our main business for today, Apostle. Uh, your book is titled Things Hidden Never Gets Healed, the Unspoken Truth. And that's absolutely correct. I agree with you on that. Now, what inspired you to start writing? And was there a particular moment or experience that set you on this path?
Well, before I actually began starting writing this book, I actually was writing my devotional, but the Lord had begun to show
Mm.
me around that time it was so much things going on in the news about sexual assault and those different things. So then
Yes.
God said, "No, I need you to table this because I need you to talk about this." And basically, how things hit and never gets healed, the unspoken truth. It was actually right after I went through the most worst experience of my life of being going through domestic violence. And
Mm.
actually, I started journaling initially at first, and then God began to show me which stories needed to go in there. So basically, there is 13 stories that I have went through throughout my childhood, as well as to my adulthood, which is actually in there, and it covers, areas of um, child molestation by family members and friends of families, church hurt, and even clergy abuse, as well as domestic violence. So being so those things is something that generally not talked about in the community, or a lot of people are still dealing with so much trauma from going through this experience, which it actually end up negatively affecting their adulthood, and also too when they become to be a parent. So being so that these stories needed to get out, God had me write it where it's though, okay, I'm talking about the events, but also too, where was he at with me while going through those events, and how he has brought me out. And as he had brought me out, he can also bring others out. But I did have to go through that healing journey. I did not go through the healing journey throughout the parts of when I have experienced it. I actually went through the healing journey afterwards, um, after the domestic violence experience. So during the whole 4 years. So that's basically how the book was birthed. So yes.
Oh, thank you so much for sharing it. And I want to say, I'm really sorry for all you have been through, but I know by now you have long reason above all that.
Mhm.
By now you have, I believe, turned your pain into your purpose.
Yes.
By writing that book, it means you have accepted the fact that you were sent into this world on purpose, with a purpose, and for a purpose.
Mhm.
And by accepting that and writing a book, it means you also want to help other people who are going through what you've been through. You want to help them heal from that. Is that correct?
Yes. Yes.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you so much for sharing. And that's a good one. There's so many people out there who are still struggling to discover their life purpose.
Mhm.
And I am happy that you are one of those who has found their purpose and using it for the good of the world and not just for yourself, to benefit others. God bless you for that, man.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're
I give all
welcome.
praises to God for using
Yes.
me in that way. And that is my my desire, especially
Mm.
too with developing a book like this that involves healing and deliverance. And also too,
Yes.
it also shows too in the book is what do you do after you finish, after you're out of these situations, like how is life is.
Mm.
But I know some people feel as though that their life is over. Your life is not over. You can continue to keep rebuilding and renewing your life. So it doesn't matter the balance, that's knowing that even though you may have went through these experiences, it did not. It did not, yes, you have experienced different emotions, but it did not like kind of stop you. And God can use you for that purpose to bring healing, help healing to other people, and also to lead others to Him.
I love that. You're right about that. It's not always the end of the world, you know.
Mhm,
Um, Robert Schuller once said, "Tough times never last, but tough people do."
mhm.
So you are one of the tough people. You knew that the tough times were temporary. You knew that the tough times were for a reason. You knew that the tough times would surely come and go. And yes, I want everybody who's listening to us right now. I know too many people are going through a lot of challenges. I believe almost everybody has one challenge or the other.
Mhm.
It's part of human nature. Um, just, I don't know who's listening to us. Just understand, like what she has said. Whatever pain you're going through right now, try to figure out why you're going through it. Try to figure out how you can turn that pain into your purpose. Try to figure out why God is using you to go through that particular circumstance, that particular predicament. There's always a message. No matter how bad you think your situation is, there is always somebody whose situation is worse than yours. There's always somebody who is praying to be at your level. So you cannot be the worst of all. So thank you so much for sharing that. Now, so what can you share some of the biggest challenges you faced in your writing journey and how you were able to overcome them?
Well, I know at first it was like coming up with the title and then how the framework, the
Yes.
how when I had to change with coming up with the chapters and the names of the chapters. I think my biggest challenge too is because being so this is on life events, of course I had to change the name of the people that was in there. So, like kind of graphing with that. And two, it's like I had to basically walk through each story. I had to basically walk through each experience again, and how I was able to like literally, I found myself walking back there, but I do understand that it was a part of my healing journey. And as I begin to write it down on paper and to take that exhale, it was like that weight, that hidden weight that was on me was lifted. So, and then I know truly then that, I was actually healed. Because I know sometimes when we go through different experiences, we may think now and then that we are healed at that time, but a lot of times we're not. We basically just put it underneath the rug and kind of continue to keep on moving. But then that, triggers come up and that begin to kind of weigh on us. And then also too, in those triggers, then it's like, okay, you get the notion, okay, something is wrong here. So that's what I had actually found like in my story. But also too is I knew that I couldn't fully finish the book until I went through the last thing, and that was getting through the domestic violence relationship, which was happening in a span of 3.5 years. So that was like the last part of that. And then two is it was another fellow leader in the church. So that went with a lot of issues too as well. But through it all, I tell you, I did have counseling. I had the best Christian counselor in the world the Lord had sent me, and she walked me through it. So,
Right, right. So it's always good to have a great support system. That's what you're
yes,
trying to say too, right?
yes, yes.
Awesome. Thank you so much for sharing that, ladies and gentlemen. We are still we're still live with Apostle Dr. Joyce Lynn Wright, the author of Things Hidden Never Gets Healed, the Unspoken Truth. So please remember, like and share this broadcast, and because you might just be helping that one person who's about to give up. You might just be helping them just by liking and sharing it. It wouldn't cost you anything. All right. So thank you so much, Doctor. Yeah, let's go to the next question that I have for you. Um, Having published this book now, what impact has it had on you? Sometimes when you publish a book, some people just tell themselves, they say, man, this is it, that's all, I'm done. Because it took me a whole 10, 15, like my mom has been trying to publish a book for maybe going to 10 years now, and she hasn't. And I believe when she publishes that first one, she might have that, oh, that's it, till I die. you know, are you at that level, or are you thinking of writing more books?
Actually, I have two books in the key, one for the young adults and another one is the devotional. So, one of the things is before I even started writing, I know several people used to come to me and be like, look, now, you got books in you. And I used to just look at them like, okay. But at that time, as my life was busy, I didn't have the time to sit down and really write any books. So it's not that I dismissed it, but it was like, okay, all right, I received that. I do like writing. So that is one of the things I do like doing is writing. So I plan to have a lot of books.
I like that, because we have so many books in us.
Mhm,
I remember always listening to the late Dr. Miles Monroe of blessed memory. He would always say we should live full and die empty.
mhm,
That we should make sure we empty all the gifts that we have inside of us before our time on earth expires, right? And that always comes to mind. Like,
mhm.
I always want to write. If I'm not writing a book, I'm writing an article. If, sometimes it could be challenging to just keep writing books. So I write articles too, just to put everything out. I just want to pour it out. And I'm glad you are not going to stop. I'm glad you have a lot out there to give to us. Thank you for sharing.
Thank you.
So yeah, so what role do you think the community or feedback from readers and other writers has played in your development as an author? Do you think community or feedback from other readers has played any role in your journey, in your personal development journey as an author?
Well, I know from the feedback that I have received from those that have gotten my book, and even too from people that's out of the country that have gotten my book, they
Mm.
said that it was inspiring to them. It actually helped them through some issues that they have went through when they was younger, and then also too, my book is also being taught into women's groups to kind of go over those different topics too as well. So I just thank God for him using me in that retrospect and them being blessed to be able to be changed. And then I had people that be like, yeah, I can't, yeah, I'm supposed to write a book too. And I'm like, okay, well, come on, let's do it. So I've been getting a lot of people that ask me how did I start writing my book and everything. And that's one of the things too that I am going to put together too as well on how to write a book for those that come to me and ask. So I'm going to actually do a course on it on how to write a book.
Awesome. I love that. Thank you so much for sharing. Now, one of the main reasons why we decided to put this episode, this season, um, together is because we want to encourage people
Mm-hmm.
to see the importance of writing books.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we were sent into this world to do for assignments, to serve our gifts to the world,
Mm-hmm.
to lead in the area of our gifting, to influence the world positively, and to leave a long lasting impact that will outlive us. That is the legacy, right? And
Yes.
people are too focused on things, on legacies that would not outlive them, right? So we want to help change that trajectory. We want to help people see themselves thinking beyond their lifetime,
Mhm.
you know, having things that would continuously impact lives, generations to come when their time expires. So that's why we put this program together. And we will be partnering with a lot of book publishers to help people bring their books to life. And thank you for sharing all that information. Ladies and gentlemen, we're still on the Morale Booster podcast. I'm still here with Dr. Joyce Lynn Wright. Remember, like and share this broadcast. What we typically do is we always ask our guests for advice, you know. So, Doc, I will be asking you my last question before I let you go. So, looking back on your journey, what advice would you give to aspiring writers who are just starting out? There was somebody who called me today. No, I called him because he had already previously reached out to me and wanted to write a book. And he said I should help him write a book. I said, hey, I cannot help you write a book. Yeah, but I can connect you with the people who can work with you to get the book published. What experience do you have? He said he has never written a book before, but he's looking for ways to get all the outlines, everything. I said, okay. Now, for such a person, and there are so many people out there who are like that, um, what advice would you give to them
Well,
on how to get started?
what I did before I actually wrote my book, because I am a reader, so I have a full library of books. What I did was I picked up one of my books, and I looked at the inside how the introduction is done, how the titles was done, and that's basically how I formed my book. I basically wrote down the parts of the table of contents. I wrote down the chapters. I wrote down the dedication and the introduction, and that's how I went from there. And to get started, I began journaling. I was journaling my different thoughts that came in my mind, and then from there, then I began to number one, be in prayer about what kind of book that it is, and then begin to start writing. Then from there, as you begin to start writing your book, I did it like the long way. I like to write with my hands, so I wrote it down on paper. Then I went ahead and typed it up, and I edited throughout as I was going through it. So basically, when I presented it to my publisher, my book was already written. So the only thing they had to do was kind of go through, do their part, and do my book cover and stuff like that. So writing a book, it's just really kind of getting everything out of getting that idea out of your head. It's not as hard as sometimes we may think it is, because sometimes within ourselves we think that we don't even have anything to offer to the world. But you just have to understand that you have a story. Everybody has a story. There is someone out there wants to know your story, and just get your story out. And you are going to be surprised how many people you are going to encourage, that you are going to inspire. And even too, you're going to inspire those ones that have that book in them, that wants to get started. And they're going to ask you how you did it. And you're going to tell them how you got started in your book. And you're going to go ahead and encourage them too as well.
I love that. Thank you so much for sharing, and that resonates with me.
Mm-hmm.
That resonates with me. Like the gentleman who called me. Um, I had to give him a call today again just to follow up. I am that type of person.
Mm-hmm.
The first time he called, I said, "Hey, I cannot help you," but I gave him some ideas, some tips. But today I felt, oh, I hope I didn't discourage that man. I followed up. I'm that type of person.
Mm-hmm.
And based on what you have said, I believe he would be able to, um, take that information and run with it. He's not discouraged. He still wants to write a book, and I would recommend that he listens to this program so that he can get some advice from what you just said as well. So thank you so much for sharing. They say whatever has a beginning always has an end.
Yeah.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, you can connect with Apostle Dr. Joyce Wright on either Facebook or Instagram. Yes, her information is right there for you. Um, yeah, it's available for you. Her Instagram handle, her Facebook. Um, you can search for her on Facebook, Joyce Wright on Facebook. You can't miss that. You would find her there. And for those of you who are privileged of watching the video, her information is also currently being displayed on the screen for you. And those of you who couldn't watch from the beginning, thank God for technology. You can always watch the replay. I
Yeah.
hope when next I invite you to the program, you would be willing to come and share your experience with my audience, ma'am.
Amen.
Can you hear me? Yeah, when next I invite you, I hope you will be willing to come back and share your
Oh
experience with my
yes.
audience.
I I can't wait. I love it. I love it. Thank you for inviting me on and just being able to share and encourage someone today. I just know, just if you feel like you can just get in that little moment, just do it. That's what I say. I
Yes,
just say just do
yes.
it.
Just do it. Just do it. Yes, very, very important. Yeah. Just do it. So thank you so much for sharing that with us. You can find her book on Amazon, on Barnes and Nobles. Yeah, it's the title is Things Hidden Never Gets Healed. The Unspoken Truth. It's on Amazon. I will be putting that in the comment section for those of you who would be able to see it. Just go right there and get your copy. Buy one for your friend who's going through the who's going through similar challenges that she experienced in her life. They say readers are leaders are readers. Learn from people to help you become the best version of yourselves. All right. And we are also excited to share some amazing ways for those of you who are listening to us to stay connected with our mission and to continue to grow together. So, whether through donations, inspirational resources, or becoming a part of our community, your support and engagement mean the world to us. Now, you can, if you want to support us with a donation, feel free to visit our website, www.johnugulu.com, www.johnughulu.com. Nothing is too small. Feel free to visit the website and make a donation to support our mission of motivating and inspiring people. And you can also purchase inspirational books from our website, the same website, johnugulu.com, JOHNUGHULU. You can also listen to our podcast. You can go in there, download the podcast, listen to it, and share to others. Lastly, you can become a member. You can become a part of our growing community where we uplift and inspire one another every day. So you can subscribe today and receive exclusive content, daily motivation, and also access to our special events. We always love to organize events. So thank you for being a part of this journey with us. Together, we can continue to make a long lasting impact and spread positivity in all that we do. I don't know where you're listening to me from right now, you who's listening. I don't know what country, what part of the world. I don't even know what you know about yourself. Neither do I know what the people around you know about you. But there is one thing that I know for sure about you who's listening to me. And I know that you have greatness within you. Remember, today is the first day of the rest of your life. Stay blessed, everybody, and bye for now. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Right.